It can be quite difficult to find suitable reading material for struggling readers who are older, so adolescents and adults in particular. So here are the Sound Out chapter books, which I've been using for ages. I don't know why I haven't made a video about them before, go figure. They also have workbooks, and they come as a lovely kit if you want to get the whole set, or you can buy them individually. And they're also available as an iPad app now, which makes the books much more affordable. So let's have a look through. Here are the first three of the level 1 books, The Tug, The Red Cap and Up the Hill, so you can have a look at the cover and talk about the content of it. I'll just go through the Red Cap briefly and you can get a feel for them. So these ones have got one-syllable words with short vowels. It says on the back they're American, so they're sort of American themes, which Aussie kids know about. Front page, contents page you can use to sort of speculate about the gist of the story. There's a bad man in it, I don't know, that's hard. And Ted the vet, Ted has a job, he is a vet, Ted had to get to his job, he put on his red cap and got in his van is the kind of text throughout the book. So 3 sound words, one letter, 1 sound kind of relationships, some illustration, but no look at the picture and guess, you actually do have to decode. A little bit of drama. So those 3 books are similar. This one's about going for a run. This one's about rescuing a tug that's stranded somehow. And those 3 little books go with a workbook. Here's the workbook. So you can see the books are here. The workbook format is the same for each level. So there's 6 levels of these books. There's an introduction and a bit of a guide for teachers. There's a synopsis of the book, so that you can use that for getting the gist and retell kind of purposes. And then there are the pictures from the book are here, and 1 sentence for each, the caption that's out of the book. Then there is a gap fill activity. Ted has a job, blah, blah. This is very unintimidating for students who are a bit iffy about writing anything. Then there's a read the text and answer true or false activity. And then some more gap fills that are more grammatical in nature, and then some unscrambling of sentences here, which can be a bit tricky, and sometimes you have to refer to the book to figure out what the sentence is. But yeah, by a process of elimination, students can get it right usually. And then a fluency activity, time yourself, work out how many words you got right. And then there's a vocab activity here, and also a proofreading one. I never use this. I've crossed it out in all my books, as you can see, because I figure my students have gotten enough of their own spelling mistakes to contend with without having other people's. So that workbook then also has similar activities for the level 2 books. So here are the level 2 books, the Deep Sea Bass Lake, the Red Gem Mine. Let's have a look at the Red Gem Mine. So these ones have got long vowels. So the text is like this. The mine, the Red Gem Mine, was a deep rock cave. Pete had paid a lot for the mine. He had had the mine for 1 year. In that time, he had not seen 1 red gem. So it's a process of, there's a donkey in here who's rather hilarious. And the person who sold it to him tricked him, but the joke is on him. They find a lot of red gems. So there's worksheets in there for those 3 books. That is set A1. Now, these workbooks are also, if I can just open it up, on the iPad, so you can see the level 1 books, the Red Cap, the Tug and Up the Hill, but not the other 3 level 1 books which you can get in print. I'll show you those in a sec.
Level 2.
And then the level 2 ones, the same books are on the iPad, and the format is, it will read it out loud to you, which I turn off if I can, because I figure if you can read it yourself, that's better. So as you can see, the text is it's a slightly less text on a page, so and the pages turn like that, so it's quite a nice satisfying click. And then if I can just scan through right to the end, it's taking its time, hang on, what are we up to? 17, fire. Well, there's a fire at Deer Cove, they have to save Mr. Weeks, and then they get in the boat, and there are questions. So where do Gail and Sue go to hike? The Big Pines, Bass Lake or the fire? And you choose Bass Lake because you've read it, and it has a satisfying ka-ching, which is nice. So there's 6 questions there. So not as much work as in the workbook, but you know, something else quite nice to have some comprehension at the end. Then, that's set A1. Then there's the same thing again in paper books, but not in iPad. Sound Out chapter books set A2. So they must have written the first set and then people said, we want more like that. So they've got another set of level 1 books, 3, and another 3 level 2. Similar thing. Then level 3 has, what have we got? 1 syllable words with short and long vowels and consonant blends and digraphs. The text is like this. The path, Miss French had the big brick home at the end of the block. It had a palm that led to the stream. It was fun to sneak in the gate and go to the stream. So those ones. Then level 4. This one is 1 syllable words with short and long vowels, consonant blends and digraphs, diphthongs, silent letters and controlled vowels. So we're adding more spelling code complexity. The star bus. Mike drove a star bus in Star Zone XL17. It was a good job. Mike got to fly from stop to stop. He got kids at each stop, then he took them to 5 Moon School. So a little bit of intergalactic action. And the workbook looks like that. And again, those books, yes, we do want to exit. Those books are on the new iPad app. Sorry about my light being visible. So there's the Star Trip. So it has questions again, but it's the same text. Level 3 and 4 second set that is available in paper but not on the iPad. So if you are getting the iPad app, don't get set B2 or any of the 2 workbooks. You can see my workbooks had a fair bit of work. You need just the set 1 workbooks because these paper books are not available on the iPad. It's only 1 set of them. Then ta-da! Shiny, fairly new, not as bashed up as the other ones, level 5 books. And these ones are working on 1 syllable spelling patterns, word endings and compound words. So, the dump, I'll read this one. It was a bright spring morning in the town of Sawmill, Maine. Rusty Hall strolled down his street. He could see his breath in the cold air. Rusty pulled the string on his sweatshirt tight. They're off for a hike and whatever, I don't know what happened. But I did have students at one point who were reading one of these books and the bell rang and it was recess and they went, oh, but we don't know what happened. We want to find out what happened. They wouldn't go to recess until they'd finished reading the book. So that was quite good. This is level 6. This one focuses on phonetically regular 2 syllable words, including those with prefixes and suffixes. Rosa and Franco lived near New York City. On the weekends, they often took the train into the city. They liked to shop or go see a play. Today, they were going to a concert. So quite a bit harder than level 1, but not out of the reach of a student who is, put off by tricky books. And the iPad app has the workbook, has the books that are in workbook. I'm just going to confirm this for you, so I'll make sure I don't say untrue things.
Level 5.
Level 5, The Missing Chime, A Night at the Shore and Into the Wild. No, that's C2. So the level, C1, I've got them out of order. There you go. Well done, Alison. The level set C1 workbook is the one that goes with the iPad app. Now, I understand the iPad app, I remember the iPad app is about $50 for 18 books, which is pretty good value. And the set of all of the workbooks and all of the books now is about $400, I think. I think it's on special at the moment. And the suppliers, if you Google High Noon Books, the suppliers are, there's a link on their website under International. A set of 6 books is something like $40, and one of the workbooks I think is about $30, sort of ballpark. But you can find that out from suppliers. And I highly recommend them, especially for teenagers who need something that's a little bit less teddy bearish than most books that are available in decodable format.